Hey guys, welcome to Griffith's Retro Gaming with me, Alex Griffiths. And today I'm going to be showing you how to tell the difference between a real and a fake Nintendo game just by looking. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because with lockdowns and shop shutting, things like that. So I just want to ensure that people are able to tell the difference just by looking at a picture. And it's never 100% to be fair, but I'm going to give you some little tips on how to spot the difference between a real and a fake. So what you need to be looking at when looking at a picture as best you can is the print quality, and that is the biggest giveaway you'll find. Now that goes right back to original Game Boy games as well. But I'll just start with the DS games, seeing as they're handily in front of us. Now, the first thing I do is I always look to see whether it's an American copy or a PAL copy. Reason being is the most commonly faked game is an American one. So here, on all Pokemon titles, the usual, well, I think they're all E, which is for everybody. Obviously for kids, starting from 3 years old. So if it's got this E rating on a Pokemon game, that means it's an American copy. It doesn't mean it's fake, it just means it's an American copy. You can look at that E, and I'll just show you with this game. So if you can tell with the E's, they are different sizes. So that's two fake games here, and the E is different on both. The E does tend to be a bit more bulky, so if it's this thin one, it's usually a fake. The rest of this video is going to be on PAL, though, as in the UK. So the first thing you want to do is be checking the print quality of the games, which you can sometimes pick up in a picture, but not always. Now, I have a UK copy and a fake copy based on the NTSC release. Now, you can tell from the picture the colours here are more saturated than the original. And yes, that's very easy to say when you've got two side by side. However, if you can look a bit closer, you'll be able to see just how fake these games are. So if you do accidentally buy a fake one off eBay, you can always return it within that time just by looking at the print quality. So on the back, the pictures are crisper. In the writing, there's no spelling mistakes. That's something else you need to be looking out for in all games. If there's a spelling mistake, not always, there is some games with spelling mistakes, but usually I'd say 99% it's a fake, and it will be on Pokemon games. I'm not aware of any misspellings on Pokemon games. One other thing you can do as well is, I don't know if you can see there, the Nintendo DS as well on the side. It's not, this real one's got a nice gap, this one hasn't. Again, it's easy when they're side by side, but it's another giveaway. It's not very flush, and at the top that Wi-Fi symbol is very close to the edge as well, where it's nice and central on the original. So on the back, it's more blurred. You'll see with that text. I'll show as best I can, but yeah, I'll try and get pictures up, but it is more blurred. The other thing you can do is when you open, so I've got, this is what came with it, just instructions. So they've actually gone through the trouble of doing some instructions, which is quite impressive to be fair. But on a real game, unless it's second hand, so not always, but if it's a sealed one, you'll get all this extra bits as well, which is something that they don't tend to do on a copy. With this as well, the print quality is absolutely shocking compared to an original. And again, it's easy when they're side by side. But one thing that really sticks out is that it's got a UKV symbol up at the top. There's nothing on there. So codes wise, they tend to avoid them. Also, the print quality in the manual is absolutely shocking. And this is a bit of a trap on the back as well. Darker on this one. So they've had to use a saturation on it to pick up when photocopying this marbling effect. So that's how you can tell with a DS game. The cartridges are a lot harder to check by, unfortunately. There is telltale signs, but it's not always easy to spot. So when we talk about older Game Boy cartridges, I have two here. One's an obvious fake and one's a real one. Now with the fake one, you'll notice at the top it just says game. If I can, there you go. It just says game. On an original, it'll say Nintendo Game Boy TN. The fakers have managed to do ones where it actually says the Nintendo Game Boy at the top. So again, it's not always 100%. The only way you can know for sure is to open up the cartridge, but of course that's not always possible. On here, don't know if you can just make it out, there's a number indented on the sticker. A fake one won't have anything like that on there. Again, you've got minimal information on the sides in relation to codes, and the font is different as well. When you compare it to that, you've got a lot of information down the side. You've got the seal of quality as well as the Rare logo there. But I'll just show you on some other older cartridges. So here's Zool. You've got that number indented. You've got the seal of quality. And at the top, Nintendo Game Boy. And just again, Gremlins. So just there. Not always in the same place, and the numbers are sometimes different, sometimes with a letter as well, but there is indentations there. And at the top, you've also got Nintendo Game Boy. So that's another way to tell without opening up the cartridge. So if you see a cartridge, and it just says game on it, stay away. I've never known any original Game Boy cartridge to show game along the top. On Game Boy Colour games, these see-through plastic ones are for Game Boy Colour only. Now this is an American one, so this is what I'm saying with the E. It's a lot thicker. This is a real American one. It's not really easy to tell on here, but just above the seal of quality, which is supposed to be an oval shape on the US cards, you may or may not, I'll get a picture. Yeah, I'll get a picture up, but it has got a faint 22. And again, another real one. I haven't got a fake one of these to show, unfortunately. There's a, if I'll just move it away. There we go. So a very clear 12 there. But one way you can tell, you can always ask or a picture, or if you do see it in the flesh before you buy, just flip it round or get them to send you a picture of the back. And you need to be looking for these 4 bits here. Now it does look different on different cartridges. There we go, we've got one, that's a US cart as well, and you've got one there. That's the Pokemon Challenge. But the boards are a lot better anyway in an official Nintendo cartridge. That's a really easy way to tell, as well as looking at the numbers on the sticker. That's usually what I always go for. So if you're looking at printed cardboard games, now I've got a real and a fake one. The fake one is this Shrek 2, Beg for Mercy, and the real one is this International Karate Advance. And you can't really tell on this, but the print quality is a lot sharper on this. I'll try and zoom in on it. See, it looks not bad on here, but it's overly saturated. It's rather blurry. It's not a good resolution whatsoever. Also, the box is very glossy compared to that. So another way you can tell, again, look for any spelling mistakes. But on the back, we've got no gameplay footage. That's a scene from actual Shrek. Another way you can tell is the cardboard. If you look on the inside, there's a colour difference there. Now, a fake one will use white cardboard, where original Nintendo used this like egg boxes use that kind of colour. However, I must state that there is one real game that I'm aware of, and that's Resident Evil Gaiden on the Gameboy Colour, and that uses a white box on the inside, which is rather annoying. And finally, if you have a look at the instruction manual, you can see just how bad it is. So we've got a stretched image there, which just wouldn't happen on an original. So it's all in proportion. And again, this fake one, the print quality is even worse than the box. It's even more saturated and out of resolution. With this as well, it doesn't tell you how to play the game. So there's another sign. An instruction booklet should always tell you how to play the game and have some kind of warning, epilepsy warning, anything like that. How to make sure that you look after your cartridge, so keep it out of direct sunlight and all that. You always get that kind of information. With the fake one, you don't. It's got a seal of quality on the inside as well. That. So it's telling you how to play the game. And there's all the information. So yeah, with this it's just like a story rather than telling you how to play the game. They've tried, bless them. You know, it's not a bad effort. Yeah. And no gameplay footage again, it's just scenes from the film in a very low resolution. Nothing on the back as well. There should usually always be a trademark and things like that there, an address of the developer or the publisher, sorry. So there's another way of finding out. If we have a look at the cartridge as well, it doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all. They've actually tried with that. But I can tell you that the print quality again is not great. And there's no numbers indented on the sticker. Compare that to the International Karate Advance and you will see some indented numbers just there. On the right, just there. Finally is sealed games. Now I've only got sealed games for the DS here. These are both real. But you may notice that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon has a red Nintendo strip seal, whilst Pokemon White has a black one. Now you can have a look at the print quality again. The print quality will be awful on a fake game, such as with that. However, one way of finding out for sure is the red strip seal went out of commission in 2009. Now I've seen an old game, an old Mario game, Mario 64 on the DS, and it had the black seal, which it shouldn't have. It was one of the first games out. I think it was a launch title for the DS, so it should be the red, because it was 2005? I can't remember. But yeah, it was certainly before 2009 anyway. So that is another way of... It's a bit sketchy when you get to 2009 and figuring it out there, but you can always tell if it's an older game and they're using this black seal, which I assume is easier for them to do. And it's convincing as well. It looks very, very similar. It's very hard to tell the difference between a real and a fake one, but they get the dates muddled up big time on it. So if you see a game that was released in, I'll just show you, this was released in 2008, which is why it's got the strip, the red strip. And this game, Pokemon White, which was released in 2011, which is why it's got the black Nintendo seal. So if you ever see one of these with a red seal, you know it's fake. These fake games tend to be aimed at children, which is why you see games such as Pokemon, the Shrek 2, what I showed you. You'll find Zelda and Mario games are the most commonly faked ones, and that's because the kids don't know the difference and the parents certainly don't. But I hope this has helped you out. It's not a comprehensive guide, it's more quick tips for you to check if you can see in a photo. It's not always easy, I know that, but if you ever have any doubts or anything, please get in touch. I'll help you as best I can. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, I just use any sort of quick tips that I can use for myself. I'm not someone who carries a screwdriver around to be able to take cartridges apart, but yeah, I'll certainly help as best I can. But I hope you found some answers maybe to any games that you are a bit unsure of in your collection, and I hope you can take them forward and help you stay away from the fakes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon with another video. Take care.